reviews on Supergirl is what we got going on today on this episode of Terrific TV Toys. We have got an action figure from 1998 by Hasbro / Kenner. And we've got a smaller action figure by Mattel from 2005. And this is Supergirl from the animated series of the 1990s, specifically Superman, the animated series that first started in the mid-1990s and was a spin-off of sorts of the Batman, the animated series. And then also Justice League sprung from those shows a little bit later, a few years later. And so Supergirl appeared on those various series. And for this animated 1990s Timmverse, as we call it, named after Bruce Timm, who did a lot of the design of these characters, for that animated Timmverse, Supergirl got a new outfit from what she had traditionally worn in the comics. In the comics over the years preceding that, she had worn different outfits, I guess, that were variations or more feminine variations of her cousin Clark / Superman's outfit in the comics. And she would wear primarily blue and red, and sometimes she would have a skirt, like a red skirt, and a short red skirt like this, or sometimes she would have red shorts, sometimes she would have blue tights, and sometimes not, a blue leotard on top. But this was different. For the animated series in the 1990s, she was a little bit younger. She was like a teenager, the cousin of Clark, and she was a little more precocious, just kind of learning how to be a superhero. And so they gave her an outfit that was a little younger. You see the crop top, and you see the little blue skirt, and then look at these boots. Aren't these cute? Back in the 1990s, these were more of a thing, I guess, for a young teenage girl to wear, and then a short cape and back. And I think I go into this remake costume a little bit in a previous episode of Terrific TV Toys from 2019. I did another episode on the tall 12-inch figure of Supergirl that I have that was part of a larger set back then in the latter 1990s celebrating these animated series. So go back and check that out from August 2019 for that larger Hasbro 12-inch figure with fabric outfit on. But this is two more Supergirls in my collection. And then, of course, there is a much earlier episode, actually first season episode of Terrific TV Toys that looks at the Supergirl Mego from the 1970s, which has a different outfit on, too, which has more of the classic comic book outfit with a long blue tunic or leotard on, and a red pair of, I don't know if you want to call them shorts or more panties or hot pants or whatever you want to call them, and then flat red shoes. So just a little bit of digression into Supergirl's costuming over the years. And then I think there was even an episode of Terrific TV Toys where we looked at the beanbag toys from the Warner Brothers studio stores of the 1990s. That included a Supergirl beanbag plush wearing this outfit because she was also from the animated series of the 1990s. Wow. Okay, so let's come back from all of that. That's a lot of explanation to give us an introduction into this girl from 1998 by Hasbro / Kenner. She's got a lot of typical articulation you would see in a figure of this size. No movement on the legs, but a little swivel of the hips, but a lot of stationary stuff. For that reason, she could probably be a toy with smaller kids, maybe not really small, like 2 or 3, but, you know, a little bit older, smaller kids, because there's not really anything to break on her. But she is a collectible. And so she's geared to the collectible market. On the back, she's got some imprint there with trademark and copyright DC Comics and the year and all of that. And the thing is, she came with accessories. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to show photos found online of the set of, you know, this Supergirl set as it looked in the package back then in 1998 on store shelves. And that's when I originally bought it. But this is like, I think they call it an aerial assault outfit, and you see it's got all these different pieces and parts that fit on. These two go on her legs and they snap on. So let me do this one too. We'll get the full effect here. there is this piece that snaps on. And look at, I love how they repeat the logo here. So this is like a protective outfit that Supergirl needs to wear to go out and fight the bad guys, to fight the arch villains who are threatening us Earthlings. And these are really kind of tricky to get on. I was practicing this a little bit before shooting the video. And we'll try to get the full effect. Okay, let's try this one. I might have to pause this and come back if it's going to be an ordeal. Okay, there's one. Maybe the shoulders got to ride higher up. I think that might be the trick. There we go. That's the trick. So move them up a little bit so the shoulders are nice and high. And then these things, I don't know if she's meant to, she can kind of with her hand grasp those two because they're going to shoot off these projectiles. But for right now, we'll try to hook them in to where the holes are on the side of her armor, if that works. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know, it's tricky. It is really tricky. And I've said before on these episodes that a lot of the time, that doesn't look right. A lot of the time, bear with me here. A lot of the time these accessories go into a box, and sometimes I'll display the figure, but the accessories I often do not even bother with. Okay, so we're putting that guy in here. Yep, not a kid. If I had a kid with me, I would be able to do this. Okay, there we go. Put that one's kind of falling out. But we do like to get the full effect here, especially since I don't have the packaging myself for these anymore, so I do want to be able to show them as they're meant to be shown. And then I'll show the photos later. Okay, so there she is in her armor, and she's going to shoot a bad guy. And I think what you do is just kind of like move this a little bit. Okay, it did shoot, and all the way over on the floor. Let's do the other one. All right. Okay, Supergirl, go get them. Now, in 2005, as I mentioned, Mattel did this tiny little figure, and she was part of a set for the Justice League Unlimited series, which came a little bit later. First, there was Justice League, which, as I said, was a spin-off in the Timmverse of the Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, the new Batman Adventures, all that. Fans, I remember that time back then in the 1990s. I used to go to Comic Cons with my friend Rob, and I remember there was a lot of anticipation for that Justice League show before it came out. The fans were kind of crying out for it because everybody was loving the other shows in the Timmverse, and you know, you got to do a Justice League, and finally they did. It's almost like they had, you know, listened, and fans really wanted to see that. And then it evolved. First it was the Justice League with just the core characters, 7, I believe, core big superheroes, Batman, Superman, etc. And then they branched out with Justice League Unlimited, where they really blew it open and pulled all of these other characters out of the woodwork, more obscure superheroes. But Supergirl was a part of Justice League Unlimited as well. And so this is another set from that set of toys, and as I said, by Mattel. And so she's got actually a little bit more. She's smaller. She's quite a bit smaller, but she's got a little bit more articulation. And she's got, it looks like she's wearing shorts, but it's meant to approximate the skirt. But yeah, a little bit more movement for being so tiny. Even head movement. And she's got her cutesy little hairdo and the headband. I love the headband. And then she's got this that she's going to take with her. Is it a purse? I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the packaging. Again, accessories. They go into a drawer for me. So there's our other little Supergirl. So they're just adorable. Something to remember those very beloved animated series with great merchandise, so much merchandise celebrating those animated series of the 1990s. All right, well, thanks for watching. Once again, we'll show these photos to you, and then we'll see you next time.